Hi guys, this is just a TV show. We are back again with a very vibing video, like always. Um, we are here. I've come with a guest who can introduce himself.
Hi everyone, Industry TV. My name is Mehdi, entrepreneur. I do different kind of business here in Uganda, and I'm so humbled to be here, looking to have a faithful discussion with Dorsey.
Thank you. Now today's topic, we are talking about the things you should know before coming up with the business, or the challenges no one will ever tell you about business. And last time's video, some of you approached us and asked us some different questions. And among those people who asked us, Mehdi is among, and is here to ask me his questions as you'll be following. And in case you have any other question, you can as well comment your question. We will definitely reply you.
Dr. Dorsey, I'm so really humbled, and have some real questions I wanted to get depending on the last video you made. So I would like to ask, how do you really start a business without having a loan?
Thank you. It's not a must to begin with a loan. Loans specifically, if you're trying you want to start a business, avoid big loans. That's one. Two, if you're to start with a loan, at least try to start up with smaller loans. And even if you're the one who wants to start with those small loans, have details so that don't just get the money when you don't have the purpose for that money, because you might end up in loans when you're not able even to pay those the loans you got. So I highly discourage people to begin businesses with high loans. Why? Because this is the business venture you're beginning. You're not sure whether you make profits or loss. And if you're expecting that money to come out of that business, I highly discourage you. Don't do that. At least look for money. You begin your business to avoid starting and closing immediately, because when the business is beginning,
Mm.
when the business is beginning, you of course have to make it grow before starting removing money from it.
Mm.
Yeah, you instead inject.
So I'd like to ask more about that, because if I don't have money and you're talking about not getting a loan,
Yes.
so how exactly how am I going to start that business?
Well, there are very many options of getting money. You
Mm.
can either join employment hall or do the online businesses that do not require any capital. One of them, you can go, people who are in Africa, I think it's very possible. You wake up one morning, go in a wholesale shop, tell them you'd like to market their products for them. When you tell them like that, they will definitely think you want to be their client, which is okay.
Mm.
Get pictures, or they will give you pictures they use. Then for you, you know the prices they get them at, or they will be giving you those products at, and then you begin the business. But what you have to know, if you don't have a skill that you can start up with and you build up your career, you can as well have a product, because even those rich people, it's not a must that they have skills. No, some of them have goods like Dangote. Yes.
According to me, it really depends. There are some people who have very poor backgrounds,
Mhm.
who are from the scratch, who have no one to hold them. So how do you advise those people to start that business? Another question is, like, you have talked about going to shops,
Mhm.
uh, to take those pictures. So how can I go to, let me give you an example. How can I go to your shop? You don't know me, and I come to your shop and I say I want to take pictures on your shop to do online marketing. How do you know, get in touch with that? How do you explain that?
My dear, everyone in Kampala, let me say Kampala because we are in Uganda, Everyone is looking for money. So when you tell them, as long as there is no scamming in this thing, you want the product and you can't get the product without money. What you do, and the online business you're going to be doing, it's on your phone. You're doing it on phone. So you have to make sure you tell them, I want to be marketing your products, but I'll be buying them my own money. I won't come here and give me the bag. No, for free. That can't work. You tell them the truth. They'll give you the picture. What I'm telling you, I once did it. Like, I've ever done it. You go, they cannot refuse. Not at all. They cannot. So you go there, you tell them, you get pictures, you start posting Facebook, Instagram,
Instagram.
TikTok, all those. So after marketing and you have a client, tell a client to first pay half of it. That is the condition, because you don't have money. So if you tell them to first pay half of it, you still remember, you don't have a stock that is going to stay for long. No, the client either pays half or leaves the product. That is it.
So I would like to interject in. So what if a client says I pay on delivery? How do you do that?
That's where the loan comes in. You're sure of the client, and you inform even the shop. You tell them, I'm taking this product, but I don't know if I can do what, if I can, in case of anything, I can still bring it back when it is still in good condition. But you go get a loan, come buy the bag, take it, or buy the product, take it, and then you get paid. That is the starting point now.
And another thing, it depends on the market. So if where I'm living, like, there are a lot of customers who are willing to buy the shoes. I can test them, maybe negotiate with them before I start that business. Talk to them, in a kind way, like, I can get you the shoes at the best offer. So are you willing to take them? You don't just go and borrow money without doing your research. Do your research on your customers. Do your research on the shoes. Let me say, if you want to start up a shoe business, do research on the shoes, how much the shoes are, where can I get shoes at a lower price. You get what I'm saying? But the most important thing is the market. The market, those customers who are going to buy those shoes. You have to be sure your customers are there. If you're a small entrepreneur starting a small business, a business where you're going to get a loan, you have to make sure my customers are available. My customers want this kind of product, want this kind of shoe. So I've been in business in Kampala for quite a while. There are some shops where goods once sold, they are not returnable.
Which is okay.
So if you come to my shop and one of your clients, your customers, has selected a bag from my shop where goods once sold, not returnable, how are you going to do it as a business?
That's why I say, when you're going to have that loan, make sure you have all that information, you have all the details. In that, if you're going to get that loan to come and buy that product, you're sure. Even if okay, by all means, 100%, you're sure this client will take the product. Yeah.
So what if the client doesn't take the product?
There it's a loss. That's why that means you're not well informed about the business, and business is like that.
So what do
you can as well market it. It's still yours.
So what
It's your
advice do
capital.
you give to someone like that, in case he has started small, he bought the product, send it to the customer, and the customer is like, this is not what I expected? What advice do you give to that?
And yet the product is the same.
It can be the same, but some customers like,
I've already invested,
absolutely,
already given. What you do, you can either go to a shop, a wholesale shop. They can't refuse this thing. That scenario has ever happened to me. I worked in Forever, and it happened. But for us, there was a room for returning the product, so I returned it.
So in essence, you have to say, like, you have to make a good relationship between
Yes.
the shop and you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's quite clear. But what do you advise about, small businesses?
Small businesses, avoid involving yourself in loans. Here, I mean, giving a debt to clients. If sometimes you might give them debts and they don't pay you, and remember, you're just starting up.
Mm.
So sometimes it becomes very hard.
So what if
You
someone
end
is
up
what
closing.
if someone has bought you, maybe like, in case you're selling bags,
Mm.
but she wanted 3 bags, but she has money for the 2 bags. What do you do about that?
That client will take for 2 bags.
Okay, but what if the client is promising, is like, I want to take more, but right now I have
No
money
way.
for
When
3.
you're starting up a business, remember there is no gap.
Mm,
The small profit you're getting on those bags is
mm,
very little, like
mm.
2K, 4K, something like that. If it's high, it's like 10K.
Which kind of amount do you want someone to start with when starting a business, like a young entrepreneur out of campus, just come? So which kind of money would you advise me to start with?
I can't say you can start with this and this and this, but it depends on the business you're going to do.
So this,
But when you have the will, even 5K can do for you.
oh, which kind of
Yes.
business for 5K?
My business, I began with 5K, but I can't give you all the details because the bottles that I was using, they were the used ones. So
Really
I
interesting.
used
We would
them.
like to know about that story, how you started up with the 5K, and how big you are right now. Do you know you're big?
Yeah.
You have a big viewership. You have your products are going on, and I'm one of the consumers of the product. I'm so humbled for giving me that product. Dr. Dukas, you talked about starting with 5,000. I would like to know how 5,000 became the Dukas we are seeing here.
Thank you so much. I didn't have enough capital, but I had knowledge.
Mhm.
I knew how to make these hair products
Okay.
from the knowledge that I had acquired in Kenya.
Mm,
So I went and I made sure I bought the ingredients worth 5,000 Ugandan shillings.
okay.
Now, the remaining problem that I had was the containers to take those products from, like the containers
The
to
labels.
package. Yes.
Okay, the package labels.
So I made sure since I didn't have anything to do at the moment,
Mm.
I made sure I looked for bottles, empty bottles, but used ones like Movit. Movit is common, most of you know it.
Yeah, in Uganda it's common.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I washed them very well and I removed their label
Okay.
and I washed them very well and I was able to put my products, which I carried up to the first client in Nambole.
Mm.
When I reached there,
Mm.
I was like even moving, like transporting myself,
Mm.
I walked. So when I reached there,
Mm.
I worked on the client appreciated.
Mm.
But when the neighborhood, they keep on saying, I'm doing this, like they were aware, they got to know because the neighbor was working on her hair.
Okay.
So from there, I got 2 clients. But remember, I had used 5,000. The package from there, I got 35,000.
Mm.
It's what I got from the first package. And even going back home, I got a border
Mm.
Judge. So when I reached home, I prepared for those 2 clients that I had gotten from Nambole the next week.
Mm.
So when the next week reached, I prepared as usual. I went back. So from there, I came back and I did serious marketing because it was giving
Mm.
the energy.
The first client really enjoyed the product. It
Yes,
was successful.
yes. She kept on referring, even up to now, she keeps on buying the products.
Mm.
So she really appreciated as much as the had packaged in Movit bottles without
Okay.
labels, but she really appreciated, and I appreciate her for that, for
Mm.
being patient with me. But not only that one, but even others that I kept on meeting. So I kept on moving because once you work on the first client, the
Mm.
client gives you another one. Like,
Really works well, then you get more
thank
clients.
you.
Mm.
So I reached, can you imagine right now I can even go to a factory, get my own bottles, my own labeling. So it's really
Yeah.
giving.
Interesting, and
Yeah.
interesting.
So it's a long story, but I promise I'll come back and I tell you more about it.
Okay, we shall be humbled to have that video, and you encourage us more on about how we can start, and other young people there, they want to start business, but they fear they don't have the capital to start with. So it will be a pleasure you giving us details of how you started and how the docas we are seeing right here.
Mm.
Yes, madam. I'm really humbled, and hope to see you next time.
Thank you so much. Guys, don't forget to subscribe, comment. You can comment your question that you feel like we have not answered. We shall be glad to answer you guys. Thank you for being with us. Don't forget to share, to like, and comment. See you
Subscribe.
next time.